Look at that, look at the little wildlife over there. There's a few of them. There's the crabs there. Those big, stocky, weird characters over there. Then, of course, the very much beloved flying enemies that everyone's big fans of. How do I go downstairs? How did I get... Did I even find a way down last time, or did I just jump off? I genuinely get a little confused about how to get back downstairs. I might have to go indoors, then find a way down. This took me to the wasteworks. Because did both of the exterior doors take me to the canals? Pretty much, right? I get so confused by the layout of the city. Holy crap.
How are you?
Is this how I found my way in the first time? No, it's also the canals. How do I leave but be on the first floor? Now I'm back on the second floor. I don't think that helps me, does it? I want to be down there. How does this city work? At this point, it would save me time to just jump off again. I need to pay some careful attention when I first enter one of these buildings to figure out how to get back out. So I somehow get trapped like this and don't know how to get back out. Oh god. Ah. Did I just take, like, no fall damage? Is fall damage not a thing? Because in that case, I'll just jump off every time. I figured I'd had to jump for the water to get over here. I'm not sure if I took no fall damage because there's no fall damage, or at least not that much fall damage, or if I just was bouncing awkwardly off the side of the slope and it wasn't counting as me colliding yet. Could go either way on that. Important thing is Khajiit is now down on floor, and is extra safe on Khajiit floor. And Khajiit has stupid hat. Khajiit needs to find less stupid hat. One day. Well, now we're going to the temple. And I'm only sort of making a fool of myself right now. How are we doing, by the way? Am I about to level up? We are ready to level up again. Holy crap. These levels are coming frequently. Hi.
Go ahead.
Hall of Wisdom. Can I just go in? Are we cool with that? So he's just like, what'd you like to know? Alright, so he's not really blocking me. He's just sort of there. Alright, we're in the Hall of Wisdom. So we've made it this far. I'm looking for Mayra Milo. Or Milo. Can I ask about her on this menu? Nope. Let's just... Yeah, it's not helping me out. Let's look around. Maybe I'll just find her on my own, with no help of any kind. Holy crap, how steep are these ramps? What? Not even stairs are that steep, and they're stairs.
Quickly, Outlander. I haven't much time.
Maramilo. She works here in the library, but if she's not here right now, you might find her in her private quarters. Her door is across from the canon offices here in the Hall of Wisdom.
Good to see you.
There she is. Got her. Those are a lot of books. Progress of Truth? Nope. Maybe a little too low value for being a skill book. That's kind of rhetoric for being more than 100. So many books that aren't helpful to me, aside from just, you know, maybe wanting to learn. When's that ever happened? There you go. Hey, we learned speechcraft for free. I am a learned scholar, is what I am, and you will respect me and my authority on many topics. Right? Most of these are the same book a lot, actually. Tons of repeats. Because it's a stock house for one type of thing. In many ways. Oops, not fitting through there.
Outlander, I haven't much time.
Howdy.
I'm waiting.
Yes, I'm Mayor of Mallow. Kaya sent you? Follow me to the back of the library. We can't talk here. Okie dokie. I'll follow you anywhere. Oh, I thought they were going to walk through each other for a second there, and that would have been alarming.
Greetings.
Are we going to be super sneaky back here? Oh, hi. Go ahead. I'm afraid I don't know anything about a sixth house cult, but I can tell you about the Nerevarine cult. The temple worships Nerevar as a saint and hero, but prophecies of his reincarnation are punished as wicked heresy. The Nerevarine cult claims the Tribunal are false gods, hence the temple's persecution of the Nerevarine cult. A group called the Dissident Priests disputes temple doctrine on the Nerevarine prophecies. A prescribed book, Progress of Truth, describes their beliefs. Get a copy of Progress of Truth for Kaisades. That will tell him things he needs to know about the Nerevarine cult. The book lists and disputes the dissident priests and the with the Tribunal temple doctrines. The temple has outlawed the sale of or possession of the book, so it will be hard to find. We have a copy here, but I fear I'm being watched by ordinators here. A safer plan would be to search local booksellers. Some booksellers ignore temple bans on outlawed books for profits or for principles, so I need to find a copy of Progress of Truth. Okay. Let's ask about this tribunal. Like loving ancestors, the tribunal guards and counsels us. Like stern parents, they punish our sins and errors. Like generous relatives, they share their bounty among the greatest and least, according to their needs. Okay. What else was there? Persecution of the Nerevarine cult? It's an Ashlander cult. Primitive superstition, says the temple. Nerevarine say the Tribunal are false gods. I've never understood why the temple wastes so much energy on them. The faithful cannot be shaken by such attacks, and the Ashlanders are just ignorant savages. But since the submission of the temple to the Empire, and the erosion of faith among the Dunmar, the militant wing of the temple is increasingly fierce in its attacks on heretics and heathens. What are the ordinators? I do not care for the temple politics, but I have read Progress of Truth and it troubles me. I have friends, former priests who have gone into hiding, so I am bound to come to the attention of the ordinators. I am careful, but I'm afraid. I'm no secret agent like you or Caius. Sooner or later I, too, must go into hiding, if it is not too late. When you return to Caius, tell him I am worried, and that if something goes wrong, I will leave a message under the agreed code word Amaya. But this person's really at the risk of their entire life falling apart here. Okay. Thank you for your help. I'm looking for Progress of Truth. What's this thing right here? Deed to Idrael's house? Is anyone noticing me right now? Am I being super sneaky? Because, clink. By the grace of blah 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 blah, this is a deed. Take. No one noticed that, right? Ooh. Chronicles of something something. I'm good at names. I nail the names. So none of these are the name I'm looking for, right? Not really, no. I can check for any skills we might get from some of these. See, I got focused on the values, I didn't check the names. Let's see, brief history of the Empire. Yeah, brief. Sayani's sermons. House of Troubles. The Firmament. Alright. The Book of Dawn and Dusk. I need to look for this specific book. A lot of the same ones are open around here, huh? I wonder if that'll come up later that I took somebody's deed. I'm curious. Alright. Because you said you guys had it here. So if I'm really careful, I might be able to just snatch it without anyone noticing. Depends on how public it is, really. Progress of Truth. There it is.
Tidy. Greetings.
Do I get in trouble just for reading it? That dude's just walking into the other dude, isn't he? Let's try to sneak around here. He gonna turn straight towards me? No, he's leaving. Progress of Truth is now in my inventory. Nobody's reacting to me? Let's leave. I now have a book I'm not supposed to have, so there we go. Cannon quarters. Across that, yep. That's her quarters. Interesting. Anything interesting around here? They helped out, so I don't really want to take all their crap right now. I'm kind of poking around. Not much going on here, just some potions. Ooh. Maybe we'll take something. Ha, I'm a terrible person. Hooray. Can I get away with resting here? You had a disturbing dream. You can only recall one part. A tall figure with a golden mask led you along the dead, as through a wedding celebration. You heard many voices, but no lips moved. You strained to breathe, but your chest didn't move. The tall figure spoke with each figure as he passed among them, laughing and joking, as if they were alive. But they made no reply. You tried to call out, but without breath. Your tongue fluttered in vain. Okay. I didn't level up, did I? No, I didn't. Can I try again? In your dream, a tall figure with a golden mask greeted you, saying, "There are many rooms in the house of the master. Be easy, for from the hands of your enemies I have delivered you." It seemed you had died and could see yourself laid upon a table lit by candles, but with your own hands you touched the figure, and the figure drew breath, opened eyes, and rose from the table. Then the room was gone, and the room filled with light, and you awoke. You dreamed that a tall figure with a golden mask spoke to you, but you understood not a word. He smiled and seemed pleasant, but when he reached out to touch you, it terrified you, and you tried to escape, but you couldn't move. You tried to cry out, but you couldn't make a sound. The figure kept smiling and talking, but you felt sure he was trying to cast some sort of spell on you. When you woke, you couldn't recall how the dream ended. Hey, I'm level 8. The secret does seem to be hard work, yes. But it's also a kind of blind passion. An inspiration. Ooh, personality. Triple points. And then speed. And agility doesn't get a multiplier this time. Alright, strength. I feel like going with multipliers every time is the way to go. Whenever it fits. Is it going to happen again? Nope. That was weird. Got some sort of plot-related thing going on there, I assume, because I'm suddenly getting weird visions that I don't really have an explanation for. Alright, well that was interesting. I suppose I'm more or less done here. The Hall of Justice, I kind of just randomly walked into here. How do I get out of here? Oh no. Oh no, I'm confused again. Hi. I think I walked past you. Maybe. You guys really block these hallways, by the way, by standing perfectly in the middle of them. Ah. And so we have escaped back into the temple area. Is that floating? That really is just floating, isn't it? Does anyone have an explanation for this? Whoa. Oh, this is the normal side of the town. It just looks really cool. I was on the opposite side. I thought maybe I'd ask about the floating thing. Spells? There's restore spells, Mother's Kiss, Hearth Heal. I'm good, I think. Barter? Ooh, potions. Not a bad idea. Do you buy gems? You don't. Okay. How about plates, though? Plates are pretty in these days, aren't they? Maybe some lichen. And some rat meat. Maybe a little resin. Racer plumes. Heather. Who doesn't want to buy heather? She seems nice. Maybe a little soap here and there. Oh, that's probably a mushroom. Let's hold on to those so I can do that quest. Alright, and then doot doot doot. There we go. Offload it a little bit. Is that a boat? Oh yeah, there's a whole castle over there. Have I seen that part of the map yet? Nope. Don't know what that is yet. It seemed to have like a temple or an idol in the middle. Some boats. I would assume this is just the local fort, right? Can I pray here? Shrine to stop the moon. Donate a potion of rising force and ask for a blessing. No, not right now, but interesting. But maybe that's why they have those potions in their rooms then. Is to ask for blessings right here. So my next stop is also my way out, which is to go by the Foreign Quarters Guild. Foreign Quarters Guild is not at all the thing that's called. The Foreign Quarter, I believe. Oh, is this all on the map? Yeah, the Foreign Quarter. Oh, weird. All the different regions of Vivec are all on the map. I might as well go left then to add the other regions of it to my map. Just to finish off the grid, I suppose. But I can't poke my head into every single part of this place unless I want to stay here for like 30 episodes. Let's stick to the current task and see how things go from there. It's intimidating how big these worlds are, isn't it? Nothing is intimidating when you use Khajiit third-person mode, where he Superman poses halfway through the air and then lands. That should be the Foreign Quarter. I'm going there on land this time instead of awkwardly... Let's see. Yep. Instead of awkwardly jumping in a river and just getting confused about where to go and then just going with it for a while. As I have in the past. Find our way inside. Alright, so I'm going up. This is with the night I turned on, huh? Yeah, it gets even darker. Oh, right, the mod makes it a toggle, but also it reduces its severity by a bit. Maybe I should up it a little bit. See if I can even change that kind of thing or not.
I must be going, so if you could make it quick.
Whoa. All of the notes about my dreams are all on my journal now. I have to go back a fair bit to find where I'm going here. All the way back here? Yeah. I'm looking for Hulia, an Argonian in the Foreign Quarter. Okay. You can't tell me much, so I'm just gonna admire you. Oh yeah, speechcraft is paying off. Darion, what do you sell? Just the guide to Belmar. Oh right, I've talked to you before, haven't I?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Hulia? Hulia, the Argonian Morrowind. Not many Argonians in Morrowind. I look for him at the Black Shulk Corner Club in Lower Wasteworks, the Foreign Quarter, or by Jobasha's books in the same level the Lower Wasteworks at the Black Shulk Corner Club. Okay, so let's look for Black Shulk in the lower zone. The canal works, that's probably not that far down.
How are you?
Where's the Argonian at? That's not it. Wait, is that all that's down here? Am I already in the lower part? Yeah, that takes me to upper. I must already be in lower. Yeah, all these doors take me to upper. So maybe it's in one of these hallways? Could you not block the roads?
How are you today?
They so perfectly block these paths. Which is why they all get stuck running into each other like that. Myungia Enchanter.
Good to see you.
Alright, well I'm never getting past him. He's just gonna block forever. Here. Aha! Exactly what I'm looking for. And you're probably the person I'm looking for, Hulia. I welcome you as a friend of my friend, Pat Yelchin, but I wish to go to my friend's bookstore. And these troublesome fools are in my way. I have tried to persuade them, but they hate my race, and I fear there will be violence. Perhaps if you speak with them, but be careful, and be ready. The sight of free Argonian offends these racist thugs. It would tarnish my Morag Tong honor to slay them, and I don't want to trouble my friend Seralis Golomus by fighting in his club, but I must go to my friend's bookstore, where we can talk in peace. If you have a way with words, or perhaps you can talk to them, or if you have a way with money, they might be bought. Otherwise, I fear there must be bloodshed. The bookstore? My friend Jobasha the Khajiit has a bookstore, Jobasha's Rare Books. If you will agree to travel together with me there, I will answer your questions, but before we go, I beg you try to persuade these troublesome fools to leave us alone. Otherwise, I fear they will attack us the moment we go to leave.
Your turn to talk.
So you guys... Oh, it's an orc and... Oh, a bunch of them, perhaps? Hello? You're not an orc. You just got a really fucked up face. Am I talking to you, Fetcher? No, I was talking to this filthy lizard, so push off. Do you call Khajiit Fetchers? I'm not fond of this. What, are you some kind of filthy lizard lover? You want to give your little friend a big kiss? Okay, you're not very smart, are you? Let's try admiration. I'll take that as a compliment. They didn't like that anymore. Okay. Bribe 100 gold? You're generous, and your judgment is good. Okay, filthy lizard. Blah, blah, blah. He can stay here forever for all I care. Not my problem. Sweet. Are we ready to travel together? Yes. Will you travel together with me to the Jabusha's Rare Books? We leave the door to the foreign quarter wasteworks, turn right, west, continue down the hall across the atrium on the same level, then follow the opposite corridor west to the other side of the atrium, all the way to Jabasha's door. I must warn you, unless these troublesome fools are persuaded to behave like civilized beings, they may be fighting and killing if we try to travel together. Wait here for now. Let's make sure... Oh.
Greetings.
Told you to stay put, right? Thought he was going to leave for a second there. Okay, we won't bother you. Fine, it's just a filthy lizard anyway, nothing to get upset about. We'll leave him alone. Go on, get out before we change our minds. How about you? Yeah, you're his friend, right? Barter? Would you like a plate? No? Why don't you like plates? They're good for you. High in calcium? I think we're good to go. I might as well save first. Travel together. Yes. Alright. Thank you, Pat Yelchin. I will follow you to Jabasha's Rare Books, where we speak further. Okay, so... let's look at the directions. Leave the door to the Wasteworks. Turn right, west. Continue down the hall. Across the atrium on the same level, then follow the opposite court. Jesus. Alright. We'll see how it goes. How complicated could it be?
Greetings, White Walker.
Wasteworks. Turn right. Then go around the atrium, right?
How are you, Argonian? Mathera.
Oh, one of the benefits of this mod that is supposed to make the NPCs not constantly greet me unless I look at them is it also leads to them greeting each other, which is kind of neat. So the NPCs are supposed to be talking to each other now. There we go. Basically, just go outside, then go straight, and go across the room, more or less. Yes, thank you very much. We should be free from distraction here. Now, I said I'd tell you about the Nerevarine cult, so you can report back to Caius, and I don't know of any 6th House cult, but I can tell you what I do know. Alright, Nerevarine. To understand the Nerevarine cult, you must understand the history of the Ashlanders. Nerevarine means something very different to the Ashlanders from what it means to Dunmer of the Great Houses. You should also know that the Nerevarine persecution... know about the persecution of the Nerevarine and the legacy of the false incarnate. For the Nerevarine cult is at the heart of the ancient conflict between the nomadic Ashlanders and settled Great House Dunmer. Here is a summary of Caius, but ask your questions and I'll answer in detail. Alright, false incarnate. In the past, some have claimed to be the reincarnated Nerevar. The most recent is known as Peak Star, a figure of legend among the Waste tribes for the last 30 years. The temple says these false incarnates disprove of the prophecies, since the false incarnates fail and come to nothing. But the mystical Nerevarine cult glorifies rather than shirks from contradictions, citing the appearance of false incarnates as certain proof of Nerevar's coming rebirth. History of the Ashlanders. In the First Era, the nomadic Ashlanders and the settled Dunmer clans were much alike, but after the First Council and the formation of the Great Houses, Ashlanders have been steadily forced into the poorest and most hostile lands. Now the nomadic tribes look to the prophesied return of Nerevar for a restoration of their ancient rites and religious traditions. Let's see. I think we already know about the persecution, right? Yeah, it's just that they're not allowed, basically, in current law. Let's ask about 6th House. I've never heard of such a thing. House Dagoth was the 6th house, but in the War of the First Council they betrayed the other great houses and were destroyed for their treason. But I've never heard of anyone worshipping them. Dagoth Ur, the ancient head of House Dagoth, is the devil of the tribunal faith, but I've never heard of anyone worshipping him either. Okay. Barter? Ooh, you sell lockpicks, do you? Maybe I'll just take all of those? Quality uses 25, they're low in weight. Boy, oh boy, he doesn't, wow. He sells it like 100... Wow, he sells like it exactly at value, huh? Alright, do you buy soul gems? Do you buy, like, anything? Maybe not the probes. I think the lockpicks are worth grabbing, though, just to add to the pile, because I don't think I want to have less than what I can have. Really? Dude. Not fond of me, huh? Alright. Training. Athletics, sneak, acrobatics. Those are all gonna go up on their own. Blah, I'm inside his head. Ah. Horrifying. Alright. Hello, friends bookstore. You're just... Okay, that's fine. You're just a guard. Any exceptionally high-value books for me to go poking around in? Just a one? Some of these just straight up don't have values. Legions of the Dead and stuff like that are just... why do you have a skull? That's real, isn't it? I don't think there's an industry of making fake skulls in this world. So you just have a nightmare, like, very real skull. Medium armor's up! It's gained 2 ranks so far, both of which were from books. Of course. Is the merchant down here somewhere? There you are. There's the Khajiit I've heard so much about. Dance the Fire. I wonder if that kind of thing is a reference to, if that kind of book name is in any way maybe a reference to A Song of Ice and Fire, A Dance of Dragons. I don't know if Dance of Dragons was out yet. Test of books for general sale. Not noteworthy. Nope. That's one. Oh. Maybe I've read it before, or maybe it just doesn't have a skill in it. Worth checking. Hi there, Joe Basha. What Khajiit do for you indeed? You look distressingly like me, actually. Hi. I guess you're me from another life. Apparently in a different world I would end up running a bookstore. Life is weird. Well, congrats for being friends with a nice Argonian man who suffers from racist problems.
Go ahead, speak.
Alright, go ahead and enjoy hanging out in your bookstore where you're not persecuted and stuff. I think I'm gonna head out now. Let's see. I think I'm ready to go back to Caius. I'm slightly worried that I might not be properly ready yet, because that would suck. Hi there. Persuasion. Oh, I love you so much. That didn't work. What's that crap? What's the stuff? Yeah, Rising Force. Get a little money out of those, can't I? Oh, come on, really? Mercantile's hard. Oh, well.
Waiting.
Got those off me. Just stealing from people and turning it into money. The Apothecary. Upper Wasteworks. I don't want to go to Upper Wasteworks because then I'm going to get confused and stuck. Let's try to get out of here. Am I successfully on the bottom floor? Tell me I'm not upstairs again. Oh, there's a ramp. Okay. Ooh. I am basically useless at keeping track of these places. Alright, so... I got here via a Silt Strider, didn't I? Is that how this went down? I believe I did. I'm not making that up, am I? Ah, crap. Did I get here on foot or via Silt Strider? I think it was a Silt Strider. There it is. Okay. Gotta find it in all this mushroom land. Help me. I must return home safe and free. Alright. So I am going to make a save here. Because if I'm wrong about being done here, then having a save here will save me a lot more time than having to make the return trip.